Nation Politics. Hey guys, this is Tommy Nation Politics. How's everyone doing today?
That was unimaginable just a short time ago, and we are never, ever going back.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists.
It just says waiting for the host to start this meeting. Do I need to do something on my end?
Yeah, you need to. Already started the meeting again.
Okay, let me
So, and then you have a code and an invitation, and so I don't understand the problem. Is this your first time using Zoom or what?
yeah.
Okay, that's what it is.
But it literally just says I can either leave or I can sign in, but it says if you're the host, sign in to start this meeting. So do I still need to sign in, I'm guessing, and just type in my...
I mean, I'm the host, so I don't understand.
Yeah. Let me see if I can play around with this a little bit.
Okay, well, if I see your, I'm going to keep talking to Jason, so if I see your admit, I'm going to admit you. And so that means you passed the test. That means you're worthy. All right. All right, cool. Yeah. All right, cool. Anyway, where were we anyway? Oh, yeah, Steve Minucci. So, oh, by the way, guys, Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics. I'm here with the host of this revolution, Jason Myles.
This
And
revolution.
also,
Thank you.
yes, also Bitter Leg, guitarist and lead singer.
I am.
Yeah, so
Nice
that's
to chat.
tight. Yeah, we're gonna have to collaborate
That's okay.
actually.
Hey, the plan was definitely to be on tour right now. I've been on tour right now for at least the last 7 years. So this is hard for me to be sitting down, and doing these shows is a way to
I understand
it's
that.
definitely not, yelling and jumping into a crowd, but it's as close as I'm going to get. So thank you
Yeah, absolutely.
for taking the time to holler at me today.
I mean, I'm hollering at every single sane person that I can, because we have to get together here. Like, okay, so I understand if you're gonna vote for Joe Biden and you feel bad about it, okay? Because that guy wrote a crime bill that incarcerated half our country, and not just black people, everybody, okay? Also, he's a crooked guy who was paid by the credit card companies, and his whole family is a criminal enterprise, okay? So is that a big difference than all the last presidents except for Obama? I mean, no. I mean, Joe Biden became a war criminal later on, not before he was president. But yeah, so I guess it's not any different than the last presidents, but it's just like, this is just now it's just in your face, transparent corruption. And these the Hunter Biden laptop thing, I mean, that just pretty much showed everything that culminated.
I laughed at it, I guess, because again, remember the Bush twins?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Like those girls were kind of horrible. And I know people may not like Chelsea Clinton now. A friend of mine from high school actually went to Stanford when Chelsea was there, and doesn't have much to say about her in any capacity, like good, bad, or indifferent. But so I can't say Chelsea Clinton was hitting people with cars when she was at Stanford.
I mean, their mother did. Laura Bush did that. She hit some.
Laura Bush did that. Yeah, Laura Bush. But I'm talking about the Clinton.
What were they doing? What were they doing? They were just drunk driving all the time, like Paris Hilton, right?
That was the thing. They were like these F up kids, and Jeb's kids were the F ups, and then George Jr. had these F up kids, and people thought that those F up kids were going to torpedo the campaign if Jeb ever wanted to run. And that was the reason why people were like, oh, well, Jeb can't run because his kids are these F ups. And then I felt like people literally forgot that. My son might want to say hi.
Hey, what's up?
Phoenix. Can you say hello?
How's it going?
Can you say hello? Can you say hi?
Can you say progressive?
Yeah, you can say a lot of stuff. Can you say hi? No? Okay. He wants the cinnamon toast crunch that is on top of the refrigerator. So he doesn't want to speak today, but he is actually learning some very progressive things at a young age. I just hope he's not another Pete Buttigieg and ends up being
now
centrist.
Even if it was Pete Buttigieg, like I wouldn't be so pissed as I am now. Like nobody should be feeling good about voting for Joe Biden. Nobody should be smiling if you're in line to vote for Joe Biden. Everyone should be sad and crying and miserable as they vote for Joe Biden. That I'll take. Okay. But Barack Obama, I think he's the one who makes me angry. He is just such a liar. Oh, picking Joe is the best thing I ever did. Just what a bitch. He didn't even pick Joe Biden. His campaign picked Joe Biden because they wanted to win states. God, this guy's such a liar. Then he gets his wife to lie. God, what
is he a liar? Or is he just a politician? I mean, the one thing I'll say about hold on, I have to do this. I'm sorry. Is he? I'm a dad 24 hours a day. Is he a liar, or is he really good at the feel your pain language of
feel your pain.
Democrats?
I guess. Isn't not that, my pain. My pain is get out of wars. Get out of the fucking wars.
I had this guy on the my most recent show was with a dude that produced a movie called The Con. It's a 5-part docu-series about 2008. And in it, they have a clip of Barack Obama. And one thing I will say about Barack Obama is we all thought, and I could bring in a bunch of leftists, Marxists, that all felt like Barack Obama was going to be the shift in politics. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot to be said about projection. But this is a constitutional lawyer, Harvard Law Review. And let's keep in mind, we're getting out of Bush Jr. years where this guy was adult. So here we go with this hyper intelligent cat that's been saying all the right shit for years. You know, a lot of us weren't reading Adolph Reed Jr., who called out who Barack Obama was in 96. And there's a clip in the movie of him talking about 2008, and he's like, this is really bad. This is really horrible, but it's all legal and there's nothing I can do.
Yeah, who made it legal? The Harvard law professor. He made most of this stuff legal too.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, Glass-Steagall made a lot of it legal.
Yes, you're right about that. You're right about that.
But when you look at like Joe Biden doesn't feel your pain.
Hey, look here, bud.
But
here's the thing. You know the thing. Poor kids are just as smart as white kids. You ain't black. You ain't black.
Hey, man.
I need some inspirational Joe Biden quotes. Real quick. You ain't black.
Like, okay, so think about 2016 and Hillary Clinton running against Donald Trump, who was the worst candidate possible the Democratic Party could have picked.
Yeah.
Do you think Amy Klobuchar could run against Donald Trump?
I want to see that. Like he would eat her like an ice cream cone. Like,
exactly. But you know who he can't handle? Kamala Harris. He wants no part of Kamala Harris.
Why is that?
I'm not a Kamala Harris fan.
Why is that?
Because Kamala Harris hits you with that. This is probably going to sound bad, and I don't care. Okay. Kamala Harris hits you with that black mom shit.
Okay. Like, what do you mean?
Watch her in any senatorial hearing where she's questioning somebody on some shit. I feel like I'm in trouble whenever she does that shit.
Yeah.
Watch her get on Amy Coney Barrett in that hearing.
That was weird. Do you think smoking should be? What did she ask her?
Dude, well, because she was setting her up.
Random ass questions. I know, and it was clear. It was a clear setup.
And she walked right into it like I know I'm walking into some trouble.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, bitch. You walking into trouble because it's like when I remember I like tried to sign a progress report in my mom's name and I got scared and erased it, but she could see that I erased it. Yeah. And she just wanted me to admit it. And I had to walk into a very similar Amy Coney Barrett situation.
Yeah.
And watching Kamala Harris do that to that woman, pretty much talking to her like a fucking child.
Yeah.
And again, I don't say this because I think Kamala Harris is a great person, but I think for what it's worth, if we want to put stock in debates and if we think debates are going to be the thing that shift people, which I don't really think.
Are they? Yeah, I don't think so.
No, not anymore.
They're for the ratings of the cable news companies.
And she's a ratings behemoth. Who would you rather have be a ratings behemoth? Kamala Harris just kind of chastising bad people, or Donald Trump tweeting about Proud Boys. Like, I'm tired of this fool tweeting about Proud Boys. Guess what? Joe Biden, and I'm not saying this to be the counter to your argument because I am in agreement with you.
Yeah.
I'm just maybe trying to put a
please.
patina of bullshit.
I don't like.
on
I don't.
your
No, I don't like.
day.
I don't like being so mad about this stuff, but because I am. So please help me out.
Well, I'll tell you the truth too. I got called out by some real OGs. I got called out by Bill Fletcher Jr. on Facebook. OG. He's been in this world and doing this real shit a hell of a lot longer than me. And Harvey JK. And both of them kind of said the same thing to me. You can be mad all you want. You can talk all the shit you want. But you can fight neoliberalism. You can't fight fascism.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's that you can't fight it. I think it's that road to fight it becomes a lot harder. And I think what they see, which is really interesting to me, is, and I think they look at Trump a little more seriously than I do, because I see him as a serious figure in the sense of he is a totalitarian douchebag. I do believe he's a fascist, but I don't think he wakes up in the morning trying to be like Mussolini. I think he just likes smelling his own farts. And I think the fact that he can say all this shit and rival a base up just gets him excited. So because of the bullshit that we do with these podcasts, I don't want to call it bullshit, but I have to watch a lot of Donald Trump. I'm sure you probably watch more Donald Trump than you would like to. And I'm not watching pundits on the left decry him so I can kind of repeat what they say. I'm watching the same raw footage that they're watching.
Yeah.
So I have to see him at these rallies, and I'm like, this dude, he just likes saying the shit that he thinks these people like. And at this point, it's not even the same people from 2016. It's just a bunch of angry racists that don't like wearing masks.
Hey, what about Candace Owens?
Because this thing. She makes me say the N-word.
So that's what I'm just saying. I'm going to be the counter to you. Okay. Because that's what every right winger wants to know. Is what about Candace Owens?
Like what
whenever
about?
you,
Like
whenever
what
you say
about?
something like they're just all just a bunch of angry racists. What about Candace Owens? What's her thing?
I believe in my soul that regardless of your color, you can still hold racist views. You know, people can say what they want to say about Ibrahim X. Kendi being part of some sort of woke cult with Robin DiAngelo, whatever her name is, that wrote White Fragility. I don't think he's that bad. I think there's something to be said about admitting that as a black man, I have held racist viewpoints.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm from the inner city. I don't like certain things I've seen there. And growing up, I probably echoed some of the same sentiments that right wingers still say today. And living in the world that we live in, it's a very capitalist world that we live in. And I'm not saying that Candace Owens is a shyster, because I don't know her personally.
I feel like something happened to her. I feel like something happened to her.
Word is that she tried to be a bit of a fashion, not a fashion person, but she tried to be like a content creator that wasn't so political, and it didn't work out for her because she wasn't as smart as she thought she was. And then she kind of flipped. That's the word. Again, I don't know her.
Yeah.
She seems to be a bit of a middle class or upper middle class black girl. I can't lie and say I haven't met middle class black people that don't echo those same sentiments.
Yeah.
So I can't sit here and act like she lives on an island with the way she thinks. She gets paid a lot of money to echo those sentiments.
And how do you find that money? That's what I want to know. How do you find it? Turning Point
Somebody
USA.
gave me this
Turning Point
book.
USA. Yeah.
Somebody gave me this book, brother, and it's horrible.
The Iron Triangle.
And it's by
Democrats
Candace.
using-
Oh, it's horrible.
Quest for power. How we can stop them. Are using race to divide Americans for their quest for power. That's pretty much what she says. That's what she says.
Yes, this is that and I'm reading this is a great book right here by Torrey Reed. toward freedom, the case against race reductionism, and there's footnotes all in it, because I can't tell a narrative. I can't say that there's a class aspect to the downfalls of the New Deal that are larger than just a racist aspect. It wasn't just racist to be racist. There's a class aspect involved. I have to have historical proof. I have to have context. So there's footnotes. This is just talking shit, like
Yeah.
if you will.
Please.
I've highlighted some.
I wish I had some
This is
background
on page
music.
2. This is on page 2. Dude, listen to this. Some have said the civil rights movement was a betrayal, sham, and a con orchestrated against Black Americans by very evil people who call themselves liberals, now Democrats. The betrayal included using any and every promise imaginable in an effort to hijack 2 million dormant Black votes in the South, then using them to take over the Democratic Party and the rest of America. To what end? To drive all Christian values from America and then use America's power to implement their sadistic views worldwide. They did this by infiltrating in their.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is no. Like, that's enough because it's gross. In it,
To what end?
Basically, there's also some really awesome pictures.
Who wrote it?
Lindsey Graham.
Who wrote that?
His
Who's that guy?
His name is.
I see his picture on the back.
Vince Everett Ellison. I've never heard of this guy.
I like the
Someone
suit.
gave me this book.
I like the suit. Now that's the suit. Did you ever see that movie? What's that movie out with the? God damn it!
Hoodlum?
Yeah, there you go. And that's the suit right there. That's the suit right there. All right.
That's like, again, to me, that's Candace Owens in a nutshell, or the guy that runs the Proud Boys.
She has some
He's
badass
like a
clothes
Cuban.
too. Yeah. Yeah.
Candace
So
Owens?
that's the other.
She's got money.
I know, dude. I love her wardrobe. If I was a girl, I'd love to dress like that. But
Dude,
yeah.
Millions of followers, and like you said, she got kicked out of Turning Points
I know.
after she had that fiasco in Europe. But she's still, I think she's part of the Blaze. Which
Really?
is,
She is.
Dennis Prager.
Glenn Black, and Dennis Prager. And actually, I think it's Prager. There's Prager U. There's the Blaze, which is Glenn Beck, and there's Turning Point USA, which is Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk's like a witch. He's like a male witch who goes around. Like, you want to hear some fucking fear mongering? You want to hear some fear mongering? I actually have a video on that Tommy Nation Politics page, like of Charlie Kirk at the RNC. Like, the Democrats, this is the last election we're ever gonna have if the Democrats get elected. I just put in like a whole bunch of sound effects.
He just recently said.
Okay.
Was it him or was it that guy Tim Pool that just recently said that if Joe Biden gets elected, that it's going to be like this socialist paradise?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I'm like, word?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's okay. You sold me.
Yeah.
I'll vote twice.
People are just gonna have automatic abortions if Joe Biden becomes president. Oh God. Like, that's
Which is really interesting because I've never and you know, I've never met, I'm not saying this person doesn't exist, but I've never met a woman that's just like, oh man, I've been wanting to have an abortion.
I know.
Like, they're so much fun.
I don't even like to talk
if you
about.
if you go to those clinics,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Who do you know that's hella fired up on their way there, and they're like, man, and
all
after
the
we leave
protesters in the parking lot.
all the protesters.
They're all fired up. They got those signs and shit.
It's
I'm like, God.
It's like the saddest place in the world, and they're sitting here and acting like, you know, like that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's all
sad.
about poor women having some sort of control over their body, and damn those broads.
Somebody told me today that firstly, I don't even like to talk about women's issues because I'm not a woman, and thank God I don't have to. So I don't really talk about it. But then sometimes I hear things like, well, a woman's body is the property of Jesus Christ, and it's not her body. That's what some guy tried to tell me on. I was just like, you guys are going through, you're jumping through hoops, you're doing everything you can to make people hate Christianity. Like, you guys do that.
Or my thing is, like, at the end of the day, like, just equality. If you have a mom, if you have a daughter, if you have a sister, and it may sound base to look at it from that point, but I think we have to start from some point of understanding. You can't just yell at people because they don't think that way and go, okay, well, what does equality look like to you in your sister's relationship or your mom's relationship with your dad if she's
Right.
kind of bound to him from a healthcare standpoint, from a monetary standpoint? Like, that's not what equality looks like. You know, cats like Hugo Chavez, when he was rolling out his constitution for his Bolivarian project in Venezuela in the late 90s, he put some shit in the constitution about giving housewives a UBI. He was like, homemaking is labor.
Yeah.
And real equality is where you have the ability to take care of yourself without your partner. And if circumstances have you at home for whatever reason, if you're the quote unquote homemaker, we don't want to look at it as a position of weakness, because you're doing equal labor. Like, that's fucking labor.
Yes, it is. Definitely is.
And to look at it from that standpoint, I think cats would really start to understand why somebody wouldn't want someone in their uterus. It has less to do with them going out and being promiscuous and more to be like, that's some frightening shit if somebody could tell you what you could do with your genitalia.
It is. For
and
real.
that also goes to the LBGT community as well. Like, I shouldn't be able to tell anybody what they can and can't do with their genitalia, to a certain degree, right?
I mean, that's,
Like,
yeah, just
doing
don't.
things with kids.
Yeah, exactly. Of course.
But you know, but to have such an ownership over people's bodies, I don't think cats really understand what that means.
Yeah. I don't understand why they don't understand. Like, put yourself in other people's positions. You can't do that. You can't put yourself in other
No.
people's shoes. That's
No.
so weird.
No,
Ugh,
no,
God.
it's too hard. That's why I think
Too
you have to
hard.
hit people at some sort of personal level. It is, because I can always say, well, bitch should have thought about it. You know, she shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Right? You know,
exactly.
dumbass. Like,
Yeah.
there's.
That's-
You ever
that's
seen
what
the movie?
always
Do you watch
is.
science fiction?
Sometimes, yeah.
Do you watch science? Did you ever see the movie Snowpiercer?
No, I have not. What happens?
So if you've seen Parasite, same guy did Parasite. Captain
Okay.
America's in it.
I
Chris
seen-
Evans.
cool. I seen.
Chris Evans. Everybody loves Captain America.
I,
It's a
well,
good
we
movie.
can,
It's a
we can
good
talk.
movie.
We can talk about Marvel after this. But go ahead.
Oh,
Tell me
okay.
what
Yeah,
happens to
I'm a
stuff.
fan. I'm a fan. So basically, the world, if another ice age happens, the world freezes over. This one guy has this idea for a perpetual train. He creates this engine that's a perpetual train, and the train is a microcosm of society. Everything towards the front of the car is the elites, and the poorest of the poor in the back of the car. And basically, the back of the car, if you will, is this perpetual fuel for the front of the car. I'm not going to give away the entire movie, but you know, there is definitely a line that the guy that is kind of running the whole thing says about like poor people screwing like jackrabbits.
I mean, what else is there to do? Oopsie. What else
No,
is there?
you're
to-
right. What else is there to do?
What else is there to do?
What
when you're poor, it's not like we can go on. We don't take private jets to Rome every weekend.
And-
We do that.
And you're in a train, right? In this situation, you're in a train, and
Yeah.
as you go up the car, as society gets better throughout this car, they had clubs and they had dining halls and they had beauty salons. Like, being stuck in the train for them was still cool. So think about it from the standpoint of where we are today in a COVID lockdown.
Yeah.
There's people that live on private islands that are totally fine right now. They're not tripping.
Yeah, they're not.
I'm not on a private island.
I wasn't tripping for the longest time, and then all of a sudden, it got real. Yeah. After that, enhanced unemployment ran out. I was like, what? I was still at 50% capacity. I was like, fucking Nancy, I need your help, Nancy.
That's real though.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like, you know, I feel like, so to your point, your anger isn't just justified. I think it should be something that everyone should have right now.
Yeah.
Number one, we're held captive by a two-party duopoly that Ralph Nader was talking about in 99 and 2000.
Yeah. Yeah.
The guy that gave us seatbelts and OSHA was talking about this in 99 and 2000. Beware the two-party duopoly.
I mean, Eisenhower talked about him. George Washington talked about him. Everybody's always warning us. We've got a million warnings already. The thing that comes next is the bad parts. It's the only thing that comes next. No more warnings. There's no more warnings now.
Yeah, you know what's funny that you say that. So I was driving today to drop off to pick up my son from my mother's house, and I was like, I can't breathe. Excuse me. Now the air is decent. Because of the wildfires we've been having here in Southern and Northern California, the air had been unbreathable. One day it looked like that movie Total Recall. The sky was just red all day, all night. The sky was red. I'm sure you saw the pictures in the news. And this is my reality. There's people that live literally in the middle of the street. No more of this sidewalks, homeless stuff. Like these cats is in the middle of the street. Like that's how bad it has gotten. I am finally seeing the dystopian nightmare that growing up in the 80s and 90s that we saw in all those movies, right?
Right.
The Mad Max is literally outside my door. I have to tell people, hey, can you not throw the Molotov so close to my car? I'm not trying to be funny. Like that shit really happened.
Really?
And yeah, I'm being totally serious. And I don't want to say this is the new normal, because I feel like this was happening before COVID, and COVID kind of exasperated all this. And everything we're seeing right now is like reaping what we sowed. We wanted to live The Simpsons so bad that we voted for Donald Trump. And I say we collectively.
Yeah.
And now we want to get back to normal with Joe Biden. Well, you're going to get back to normal with Joe Biden. My fear of normal is 4 years of normal and everybody high-fiving, all the libs high-fiving. We did it. All the soccer moms, we did it. What do you get after 4 years of Joe Biden?
Nothing.
Nothing.
More corporatist neoliberalism. That's for sure.
You get Stephen Miller. You get the worst of the worst. You get an ideology. Donald Trump has no ideology.
Yep.
If it was cool for him to free more black people, if he thought he could see Kim Kardashian's tits, he'd free more black people from prison.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. That man has no ideology.
Oh, he doesn't have any ideology. That's what I like about him, though. Kind of. I kind of like that about him.
Kind of, because that's why that's why it's not full fash.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't understand the position. He tries to rule by executive order. He's slowly finding out that executive order is very titular. There is no Trump care that he touts all the time.
Yeah,
everything he's trying to do, only thing he can really do, and he had to get certain people out. He even got John Bolton out.
I know,
because
that was crazy, right? That was funny. Why is he in there anyway? That guy's insane. That guy was fucking insane. God.
But who wants to rock with when you're Donald Trump and you're going to be the face of America? Nobody wants to rock with you unless they think they're either going to get money from you or they're going to get a good position from you. Yeah. I'm sure people wasn't really trying to rock with him like that. Like, dude, we can't fuck with you. You're Donald Trump. Like, you are persona non. You brought Steve Bannon in here.
Yeah.
We may read Breitbart.
A human eczema.
Can't fuck with Steve Bannon.
Steve Bannon is like human eczema.
And so, he brought in he brings in all these bad people. He's over here, got his family in here. Like, look, I'm not disagreeing with you on the Biden Burisma shit, but there's something to be said about Ivanka and Jared Kushner working deals in Saudi Arabia that they was trying to get done before they was in the White House.
Oh, I know, and that's a good point. But that's what happens with rich people's kids. Okay, how about now? Like the rich people, they might have worked hard somewhat to get that money, and then their kids are trust fund kids, and all they do is smoke crack and fucking don't wear panties and run over people and fucking do deals in fucking Ukraine. That's what they do. Okay, so that's why we need That's why we need a whole. We need to tax those motherfuckers.
Yeah. You know, look, man. FDR is a rich person's kid.
Yeah. All right.
He was a class traitor.
Really?
We have to remember
I
that.
didn't know that part. Okay.
FDR is a class traitor. He came from the elites. And when he went to his homies and was like, check this out, homeboy. Cats is hot right now. And we have a real deal communist and socialist movement here. And we need to take care of these people because shit ain't moving right now. So how are we going to handle this? I'm finna raise some taxes. And this is what we finna do. Infrastructure, Social Security, unemployment insurance, no more of this kid labor shit.
Yeah, that was important. That was very important.
That's a class traitor. Yeah. And you know you can spite him for some of the racial aspects that he didn't get a chance to do. I say to get a chance to do because I think had he lived, he would have tried to right those wrongs. And you can say he didn't do enough here and there, especially when it came to like redlining. But as a whole, the rising tide did lift a lot of those fucking boats to the point where we're trying to go. We all wanted to get on Bernie Sanders, not all of us, but a lot of us wanted to get on Bernie Sanders train because it was like the return to New Deal politics with a lens that says I'm not going to have the racialized flaws of the late 30s and 40s. How could that go wrong? How can free college go wrong? How can healthcare go wrong? How could a true housing plan go wrong? It was truly pushing us in a direction that I think that we're still in that direction collectively, because collectively, I think we finally understand the importance of housing, not commodifying it. Maybe we don't understand it, but we understand it's important, the commodification part. And we definitely understand how important healthcare is. Yeah. And we're understanding how important the burden of debt is when you commodify education.
Especially after this pandemic, we all have to understand how important healthcare is.
Yes. So, and I think we're there collectively to the point where we need to have, and this is what I try to do with my show. Mm-hmm. We need to get together and say, look, we have a little bit of a microphone that some people are paying attention to. And we can't fix the world in 4 years. But if we all got behind something and didn't go, well, fuck you, you're a shit lib. Sorry if I'm cursing. F you, you're a liberal.
I don't give a fuck.
F you, you're a socialist. I don't like you. I don't care. Let's get healthcare.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go across the aisle and work with you. You're a Republican, whatever you are. But I think you deserve healthcare. And when we collectively can make that push, then you can make that happen. You can push that president, because Joe Biden has shown us that
what's he showing?
He's not trying to rock a boat.
Yeah.
He wants to get in the office because he feels that it's his time.
After the third try, he definitely wants in.
And he's been in politics longer than me and you've been alive.
Yeah.
So he's like, it's my time. I'm gonna ride this out. Kamala Harris is here. Kamala Harris can be swayed.
You think so?
She could be swayed.
I mean, maybe she can, because like she's always lied about how she wanted to legalize marijuana. I know she didn't do that.
She lied about a lot of stuff.
I know. So
maybe she
actually does now.
Healthcare.
Maybe she actually does now. Who knows? I mean, I'll take what I can get.
She has to get away from her legacy.
Yeah,
she's got to get away from her legacy. And at the end of the day, this can't be a what do they call it? A lame duck presidency for both of them.
Yeah. Well, then I encourage Kamala to push Joe's down some stairs. Day one.
I think Joe Biden is just there in name recognition only. And Kamala Harris, I don't want to say she's running the show, but I definitely think that her voice is going to be an important voice. And to be able to, as a coalition, look, again, FDR didn't walk in the door and say, you know what I want to do? I want to house everybody and give them Social Security. Like, these were plans that other movements had put together, and they forced him in that direction. Abe Lincoln didn't wake up one day and was like, I think these colored boys are getting treated kind of bad there on the plantation. No, there were movements in place that definitely pushed everything in that direction. So when there's a solid movement in place, you can get those changes. We didn't get out of the Vietnam War because Nixon was a peacenik, and you didn't get OSHA because he cared about safety on the job. There were movements in place that forced him in that direction.
So is the progressive
movement?
So Jason, is the progressive movement still in place even after this?
I think it's scattered. I think it's scattered because social media gives us something that we didn't have in the 60s and 70s, and that was rage likes.
Rage likes?
You can get off this call with me, and I can say one thing that you don't like, and you can tweet, I'm a this, I'm a racist, I'm a sexist, I'm a homophobe, I'm transphobic, I'm toxic.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? And because I can say something that you may not find to your liking, you may derail whatever momentum I have in trying to get that attention. And I see that a lot on the left because people are jockeying for these positions because the left doesn't have the financial structure that the right has.
Hey guys, this is Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics. How's everyone doing today?